Welcome to Hollywood Unapologetic. My name is Orlando Delbert. This is Rocky. Wanted to speak a little bit about having a script, a vision, a plan, a mission, from the third stage in the filmmaking process, the production stage. First wrote about this subject and how it applies as part of the new Hollywood generation several years ago when I was writing Pollyanna's Tear-Soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical. The third stage in the filmmaking process is the production stage. This is the physical production where the scenes are created and captured for the film. The film's executive in charge of production or production supervisor would hire the additional crew needed for principal photography. Make sure that everyone you hire is clear on exactly what their roles are and what departments they are part of before they show up on day one of principal photography. There is set etiquette and set protocols that everyone must follow. Set protocols vary from set to set, but as a whole they're pretty much the same. On smaller productions, crew members may be asked to help out in other departments, but on larger shoots, they only stick with the departments they are part of. Oftentimes, union rules are in place, and moving something you're not supposed to can get you fired, beat up, or a fine enforced on the production. Last thing you want to do is square off with a pissed off grip that has 240 pounds of solid muscle and can't find his taco cart. Encourage your inexperienced crew members to be smart and to keep their eyes open. It is crucial that they do their job they were hired for. Let your crew know that if there is any doubt, not to be afraid to ask questions. Make sure each crew member knows who is running the department they are part of, and make sure everyone is on the same page. If someone doesn't know what to do or are unclear, that can cause delays in the production, will waste time and money, and can even cause possible injury. It's a good idea to have safety meeting as well. Depending on whether you're on a sound stage or on a location shoot, the risk factors will vary. Most sound stages will have areas marked off to keep clear of at all times. Locations will have fire extinguishers and exits. Unions make sure that crew members are trained in everything from cardiopulmonary resuscitation to how to use various types of aerial work platforms correctly and safely. Our industry is one of the few industries that you put your trust in others' hands, literally. That's why some compare working as part of a production crew to being similar to part of being a military unit. Production brings long hours, stress, and sometimes lives are at risk. It's important that everyone respects one another, is mindful of the surroundings, and keeps a positive attitude. Working 7 days a week, over 12 hours a day for months at a time can be hard and stressful. It's easy to lose patience and tempers will flare up. Together, as a team and as individuals, we must make an effort to let everything go. Figure out a way to let stress and shit just go. Don't hold on to whatever doesn't matter and keep moving forward. Another point to be clear on, especially with your more inexperienced crew members, is to remain focused and never to be lazy. It is their responsibility to always be ready for action. If they are the ones that complain all of the time, and yet everyone else is working hard, get rid of them. Every member is a gear in the machine, which is your production. Every one of them is replaceable. Encourage them to stay focused and engaged in what is around them. Lives oftentimes are on the line. Encourage professionalism and thinking things through. We are all part of the same team, but must also be strong individuals confident at the tasks we are hired for. First thing to do during the production stage is to shut the fuck up. What did you just say? In the digital age, so many people are posting random photos online and tweeting about every single damn minute of their lives. There is no room for this during your filmmaking. Remember, this is business. One thing that is true, ideas get stolen quickly, quietly, and with no remorse. Ever notice how many times there are several films released that are somewhat similar in close proximity of time? Guess why? Because someone stole the idea. It doesn't matter if they read a synopsis or investment package, overheard someone in a coffee shop talking on their mobile phone, or whispered it softly during pillow talk. What matters is that there will always be someone with more resources than you. Your film is an investment in work, time, and money. Don't throw it away. Make sure that everyone is discreet about keeping things quiet. Believe me, leaking of information about your project can be costly. This is something I should have mentioned in the development stage of the production process, but I mention it now because I've worked on locations and sound stages where people show up and begin taking photos with their mobile phones, posting photos and details of what they saw shortly afterwards on various social media sites. This has only caused problems and can jeopardize the production's integrity. It's also a good way to get fired, fined, and blacklisted. This setup. Production begins when the crew arrives at their call times to the set or location on their call sheets. Prep time has to be accounted for, which can be several hours or even days before actors arrive for their call times. If there is a load-in, setup, construction of any sets or set pieces, they would be accounted for while building a shooting schedule. This also includes the lighting setups, any set dressing needed before cameras begin filming. In most cases, the lighting and rigging technicians, known as grips, along with electric and production design teams, are head of the camera and sound departments. Based on the production schedule, they plan and prepare as much as they can to set up for the next scene, which saves money and time. A grip's responsibility is to build and maintain all equipment that supports the cameras. They work closely with the camera department and the electrical department. They also work with the director of photography to create lighting setups needed for the picture. Let's bring on the thespians. The actors typically arrive at a different call time on most shoots. The hair and makeup department, along with the wardrobe department, work with the actors to get them camera ready. When there are special requirements needed in the applying of makeup and preparing the talent's hair, or if the wardrobe requires special time to get the actors ready, this time needs to be accounted and planned for. If there are any special effects, such as prosthetics or squibs involved, those also have time that needs to be considered. Be realistic when the shoot schedule is being made. The last thing you want to do is to run out of time and you're missing key shots, especially on a location or stage that you only have for a dedicated amount of time. Most sound stages I've worked on over the years would book around the clock and most times have another crew waiting to get started when our time was up. Work with the actors on rehearsing the script for the scene and the blocking. Make sure you have your sound crew work with you to see if there are any issues in capturing the sound. And also make sure you record room tone. Get at least 2 minutes for every room you actually shoot in. Trust me, your picture cutters will thank you later. Now go shoot something. Yes, it's finally time to get the cameras rolling. Yay! Congratulations! Make sure your assistant director knows his role. Part of what he does is he calls his verbal cues to ensure everyone on stage is doing what is needed to get each take. Picture is up, lets everyone know a take is about to be shot, followed by quiet on set or quiet everyone. If the take involves a recording of sound, he will say roll sound. Production sound mixer will begin recording with his equipment. A verbal slate of the take's information will be recorded along with sound, speed, or just speed. Then the assistant director will say roll camera. This prompts the camera operator to begin capturing. Once that has begun, he will say speed when the camera is recording. This is especially important when shooting with film because it takes a few more moments to make sure the film is moving at the correct speed as opposed to shooting digitally. No matter what, you should have a little pad on it. The clapper is already in the shot in front of each camera with a clapper board. He will call marker, and in most cases he will also give a verbal cue that takes information. Both verbal slates are crucial for the assembly of the film. Having them ensures the desired takes of each shot are used. On scenes that require background action or extra, the assistant director will cue them with the background action. This will prompt the background talent to follow the directions they were given by the director beforehand for that particular scene. Finally, the director will call action, which will cue the principals in the shot to do what was blacked out and rehearsed. Once the take has been completed, the director will call cut. Camera and sound equipment will stop recording. The script supervisor or the continuity person will make notes of any continuity issues during each take. Technical logs are also taken for every take by the camera and sound departments as well. Oftentimes, the director will want to capture a safety take and do it again. Once the director has decided no additional takes are needed and is satisfied, the next setup of the next camera angle is prepared. This process happens repeatedly till all of the desired coverage is captured. Once the whole scene is covered, the assistant director will call out moving on or wrap. Then the crew will dismantle or strike the set. Working with a group of people in close proximity under the pressure to ensure you are doing your very best, as well as working 14 to 18 hours per day, every day for weeks if not months at a time, creates a team spirit pretty quickly. On sets where everyone understands their roles, works hard, and keeps a positive spirit, oftentimes will build bonds with one another that can last a very long time. When a team works well together, the director will want to work with the same people again and again. Finding the right combination of crew that works well is hard. Once the right combination of individuals builds that positive and proactive team, it'll be a formula for success for all involved. Work becomes easier and more gratifying. But wait, it's not over yet. At the end of each day, the director goes over the next day's shooting schedule for approval. Daily progress report is prepared and sent to the production office by the camera, sound, and continuity departments. The cast and crew are then given call sheets to let them know where and when they are needed for the next shoot day. The director, producer, and department heads get together to review footage from the same day from the previous day to review their work. These are called dailies. Sometimes the cast may be included in the viewing. This stage is important because it gives everyone there an opportunity to review what they have seen and match up the logs taken during photography. It also allows the opportunity to make technical notes and to see if additional footage, B-roll, or anything else needs to be added to make the scene work. It also gives the opportunity to look for mistakes. Being so much is shot digitally today, or there is a video set up to use during photography, sometimes the director may want to look at individual takes before a new camera is set up or is done before striking the set. The reason for that is that not only would it be expensive to come back to a location or stage and set everything up again, but also there may be scheduling conflicts. It is important to ensure you have everything you need before you move on. We have to keep moving forward. A common mistake by many first-time filmmakers is they become one-time filmmakers. They get through and finish production and the edit and then stop. Others make an effort to find means of distribution and then they just give up. Without a doubt, distribution can be the hardest part of this whole venture, but giving up should not be an option. One has to remain focused and positive the best they can. Everything you told your crew members on day one still apply, and they apply to you as well. Keep going. And consider the film markets and online avenues such as YouTube to distribute your film. Although figuring out the best avenues for distribution should be figured out during the development stage of your production, now is the time to get your feet running. Check out film festivals. Make a list of each possible film festival that your project would be good for. The same goes for the film markets. The American film market has a lot of resources online on whom to approach and at their event. As part of the new Hollywood generation, your careers in content creation and filmmaking begins once you decide you're going to create a project. And watching this video was a major step to get you ready. You ready for the challenge? The world is greatly influenced by what is seen on the screen and heard in the radio. Let's be the new Hollywood generation. Let's give them something that will drive everyone to do something bigger and to make a positive difference in the world. Something I'd like to leave you with. We are all in it together. Each and every one of you is an important part of our future. You are important to the lives of those who surround you. You are important to your communities. You are important to our industry. No matter what, remain optimistic and focused on your goal. Never stop believing in yourself. Always remember, you are the key to your own success. Take a breath, move forward. Together, let's create a revival, the resurgence of Hollywood, and bring back the auteur to cinema. Be an active part of the new Hollywood generation. You are a representative of the new Hollywood generation. You are a representative of the new Hollywood generation. Join Hollywood Unapologetic in our quest to positively empower one another, to empower our industry as we speak openly to industry professionals about the true pursuit of our Hollywood dreams and in life. Hollywood Unapologetic is a continuation of the Pollyanna's tear-soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical series of books designed to help you better prepare for success. It is now our time to strive to be a better version of ourselves and to be inclusive of one another. We, as a community, can grow together and be the change our industry needs. We can find unity together and be the change our future needs. We are the new Hollywood generation. Welcome to Hollywood Unapologetic.